So it truly seems to be that after a crazy 5-wave hasty cost structure towards the potential gain, Bitcoin is correct now uniting the area of 30,300 USD. A few days ago, we got one more push towards the potential gain, a swing disappointment design or a liquidity snatch underneath our past low, and that implies that individuals that were at that point standing firm on a long or a purchasing situation, having a stop misfortune beneath the past low, obviously got halted out, got destroyed, and after everybody is destroyed, then obviously we can anticipate one more push towards the potential gain. The dismissal that occurred on Bitcoin a day or two ago at this particular region happened precisely at a vital level. From the swing high back to our swing low, it truly seems as though it was really the brilliant people net proportion. 30,900 USD. The main Fibonacci proportion was stowed away and Bitcoin is for the recent hours, seeing one more push towards an AM site. Obviously, assuming you watched my last video 2 days prior, I was discussing it, we can anticipate an ABC rectification towards some site in the forthcoming days of some sort, and I would say that our ongoing cost segment that we are seeing here, or I would really say the whole push towards the drawback has been going on for the recent hours, still looks very restorative. Why? So open interest for the recent hours is certainly fundamentally dropping towards drawback, while Bitcoin is likewise going endlessly lower. Is this here going to be the greatest boundary between sign? Not actually, and to that end we are, as of the present moment, actually discussing the restorative stage on the Bitcoin cost. Before in the forthcoming hours, in the impending days, we can expect one more motivation towards the potential gain on the Bitcoin value itself. So that right presently implies cash on Bitcoin is leaving the market. We are dropping endlessly lower. Basically for us to complete the last push towards some site, what would I have in care? Recall recently we were discussing it? We really want to see somewhere around balanced Fibonacci time being hit and what we can do here, estimating obviously the whole motivation with our Fibonacci time. It appears as though coordinated Fibonacci time for the recent hours is now being outperformed, which is now going to be a sign. Alright? Our ABC remedial Bitcoin is certainly reaching a conclusion. Yet another vital thing that we really want to focus on will be the cost structure or the waves that Bitcoin is shaping for the recent days here. Also, recall a day or two ago we were discussing Bitcoin completed the three-way cost structure towards drawback. So it seems as though it was A, B, and C, which is really the main alley wave or a wave towards drawback. Then we were searching for another three-wave structure towards the potential gain, trusting that we will see a higher low Bitcoin shock us of some sort. We really got a pristine lower low here, however by the by, we for the most part actually got a three-wave cost structure towards the potential gain for us to complete our BLE wave. What's more, as of the present moment, we are essentially completing the last push towards dump site, which really shouldn't occur in a three-wave cost structure. However, we are searching for a 5-wave cost structure towards dump site. Furthermore, most presumably right currently you're pondering expert what will be a vital cost target we really want to focus on of obviously where we might possibly reach as far down as possible and where Bitcoin can see an inversion and another motivation can truly begin from. So, all we need to do, we will go with our Fibonacci augmentation levels from our swing high back to our swing low and back to our swing high. Presently, hypothetically talking, the main objective will be 0.618 Fibonacci augmentation level, which it seems to be that as of this moment, Bitcoin is truly exchanging around at this particular region. However, preferably, I might want to see marginally lower since I might truly want to see some liquidity underneath our past lows being taken. Recollect a few days ago we were saying that solely after everybody gets destroyed, we can anticipate an inversion. For instance, when Bitcoin was siphoning towards the potential gain at this particular region, many individuals got exchanged, many shorts got sold out of the market. And afterward obviously we got a push towards the disadvantage. Likewise, several days prior, liquidity taken underneath our past low destroyed certain individuals and afterward see one more push toward the abstinent. I would agree that yes, 0.618 is our most memorable objective. Indeed, we can as of now see a push toward the potential gain, yet preferably we might want to see that individuals will get destroyed. That being said, I might truly want to see Bitcoin tapping essentially the everyday hero time span region at $29,900. Take out our past lows, screen the response at the everyday, and really at that time possibly get involved into a long or purchasing ownership of Bitcoin. Or on the other hand, perhaps better that we will hit our coordinated Fibonacci augmentation on the grounds that our balanced Fibonacci expansion is likewise adjusting pleasantly, with one more coming up short on Bitcoin here. Whereby and by, there is a ton of liquidity from stock misfortunes that individuals are holding. Furthermore, on top of that, likewise what we can really hear. Fibonacci retracement estimating the whole push towards the potential gain, and seems to be that 0.32 Fibonacci retracement level is going to Larry. Precisely. At our liquidity level. Precisely at our balanced. So how about we simply say like that? Indeed. We are as yet bullish on Bitcoin. Indeed, we actually anticipate higher targets. Presently, obviously, the inquiry is, where are we really going to reach as far down as possible? In a perfect world, we are then searching for long center buy assets at the liquidity levels, and we will talk more why we are as yet bullish in the impending minutes. However, presently something else that I truly do have to specify to you, what will be one more approach to really quantify the value focus of our last push towards dump site. Furthermore, as I would see it, it's likewise another extraordinary way, another level that we ought to target. All we need to do, proceeding to interface our worst high points with an inclining extending. This one slide lower, and a vital objective when we are discussing the channels, obviously, will be the mid-level of our channel, or far superior, the lower part of our diving channel, which it seems to be that assuming we will keep crushing towards them, marked, it is really going to be our coordinated, our liquidity level, and obviously likewise 0.32 Fibonacci normal retracement level. So we should simply say like that in the impending hours. Ideally, we might want to see lower. We might want to see essentially our most reduced rate here getting taken out. Ideally, perhaps at $29,500. Screen the response at the area of upper Fibonacci levels, and obviously at the lower part of our deep plunging channel. Furthermore, in the event that there will be an exceptionally pleasant response to what the potential gain search for an expected long or a buy position on the bid contain, imagine a scenario where our lower targets here won't be hit. Then obviously all we want to focus on will be an imprudent push toward the potential gain. Also, obviously, here, basically watch the volume. In the event that we will see a critical volume increment while Bitcoin is likewise going to shape a huge green board towards the potential gain, that will mean okay, generally presumably the brief base for Bitcoin is end and we are now searching for higher. We are as of now searching for a shiny new higher level to be framed here on the Bitcoin cost, and why? As of the present moment, I'm still extremely bullish on Bitcoin to possibly anticipate that higher targets should be hit in the impending days. For instance, we can go perhaps with the RSI pointer, with a cash stream marker with a Magoo pointer, not on the lower term time spans, but rather really suppose on the 4-hour time span. In a real sense, each and every pointer for the recent days is shaping a spick and span lower low RSI, lower, lower here. Additionally, taking a gander at the cash stream, fresh out of the box new lower low Magoo marker. Likewise shaping a pristine lower low, which right implies that in light of the fact that Bitcoin is framing a fresh out of the box new, higher, low, here we are seeing a few secret bullish divergences previously being affirmed on the Bitcoin cost. Once more, obviously, at the present time the main inquiry is where the transitory base for Bitcoin is really going to be in, and that will be, obviously, something vital to screen, since we are ideally searching for the break of our past burdens before we might want to get involved into a long question purchase position. On the large contain here, I might simply want to call attention to another level that most presumably it will be affirmed in the forthcoming hours, and that will be a pristine everyday high term time span area of obstruction. We will distinguish the degree of $30,700, which will be affirmed in the following 11 hours here. Furthermore, why would that be a vital level? Furthermore, obviously in the event that we will be ready to break this level, extremely overall quite bullish. Bid correspondence, estimating the whole upper cost segment with volume, it seems to be place of control esteem region high, the very day to day. So indeed, in the event that there will be an unexpected push toward the potential gain with high volume increment on Bitcoin, as I would like to think, the transitory base for Bitcoin is in. We completed our ABC remedy here, and we are just searching for one more higher high for us to go above $31,500 here on the Bitcoin cost. Furthermore, many thanks Harmony out. So it genuinely is by all accounts that after an insane 5-wave hurried cost structure towards the likely increase, Bitcoin is right currently joining the area of $30,300. A couple of days prior, we got another push towards the likely increase, a swing frustration plan or a liquidity grab under our past low, and that suggests that people that were by then standing firm on a long or a buying circumstance, having a stop mishap underneath a past low, clearly got ended out, got obliterated, and after everyone is annihilated, then, at that point, clearly we can expect another push towards the likely increase. The excusal that happened on Bitcoin a little while prior at this specific district happened unequivocally at a fundamental level. From the swing high back to our swing low, it genuinely appears like it was actually the splendid people net extent. $30,900. The primary Fibonacci extent was hid away and Bitcoin is for the new hours, seeing another push towards an AM site. Clearly, expecting you watched my last video 2 days earlier, I was talking about it. We can expect an ABC amendment towards some site in the approaching days or the like, and I would agree that our continuous expense fragment that we are seeing here, or I would truly say the entire push towards the downside has been happening for the new hours, still looks extremely helpful. Why? So open interest for the new hours is surely on a very basic level dropping towards downside, while Bitcoin is in like manner going perpetually lower. Is this here going to be the best limit between sign? Not really. And to that end we are, as of the current second, truly talking about the supportive stage on the Bitcoin cost. Before in the approaching hours, in the looming days, we can expect another inspiration towards the possible addition on the Bitcoin esteem itself. So that right buy in first cash on Bitcoin is leaving the market. We are dropping perpetually lower. Essentially for us to finish the last push towards some site, what might I have in care? Review as of late we were talking about it. We truly need to see somewhere near adjusted Fibonacci time being hit and what we can do here, assessing clearly the entire inspiration with our Fibonacci time. It seems like facilitated Fibonacci time for the new hours is presently being outflanked, which is currently going to be a sign. Okay. Our ABC healing Bitcoin is surely arriving at a resolution. One more indispensable thing that we truly need to zero in on will be the expense structure or the waves that Bitcoin is molding for the new days here. Likewise, review a little while back we were examining Bitcoin finished the three-way cost structure towards downside. So it appears like it was A, B, and C, which is actually the primary alley wave or a wave towards downside. Then, at that point, we were looking for another three-wave structure towards the expected increase, believing that we will see a higher low Bitcoin shock us or the like. We truly got a flawless lower low here, but coincidentally, we generally really got a three-wave cost structure towards the possible increase for us to finish our BLE wave. Furthermore, as of the current second, we are basically finishing the last push towards dump site, which truly shouldn't happen in a three-wave cost structure. Anyway, we are looking for a five-wave cost structure towards dump site. Moreover, most probably right presently you're contemplating master what will be a fundamental expense target we truly need to zero in on of clearly where we could reach as far down as could be expected and where Bitcoin can see a reversal and another inspiration can genuinely start from. So, all we really want to do, we will go with our Fibonacci increased levels from our swing high back to our swing low and back to our swing high. By speculatively talking, the really goal will be 0.618 Fibonacci increased level, which it is by all accounts that as of this second, Bitcoin is really trading around at this specific locale, but ideally, I should see possibly lower since I could genuinely need to see some liquidity under our past lows being taken. Remember a couple of days prior we were saying that exclusively after everyone gets obliterated, we can expect a reversal. For example, when Bitcoin was guiding towards the expected addition at this specific area, numerous people got traded, many shorts got sold out of the market. Furthermore, a short time later clearly we got a push towards the drawback. In like manner, a few days earlier, liquidity taken under our past low obliterated specific people and a short time later see another push toward the abstinent. I would concur that yes. 0.618 is our generally vital goal. To be sure, we can at this point see a push toward the possible increase, yet ideally we should see that people will get obliterated. That being said, I could really need to see Bitcoin tapping basically the regular hero period of time area at $29,900. Take out our past lows, screen the reaction at the regular, and truly around then perhaps get involved into a long or buying responsibility for. Then again maybe better that we will hit our planned Fibonacci increase because our fair Fibonacci extension is similarly changing enjoyably with another approaching up short on Bitcoin here. Where eventually, there is a lot of liquidity from stop setbacks that people are holding. Moreover, on top of that similarly what we can truly hear. Fibonacci retracement assessing the entire push towards the likely addition and is by all accounts that 0.3 to Fibonacci retracement level is going to Larry. unequivocally. At our liquidity level. Exactly at our decent. So could we basically say like that? Without a doubt. We are at this point bullish on Bitcoin. To be sure, we really expect higher targets. As of now clearly, the request is where are we truly going to reach as far down as could really be expected? Ideally, we are then looking for long focus buy resources at the liquidity levels, and we will talk more why we are at this point bullish in the looming minutes. In any case, buy something different that I really need to determine to you, what will be another way to deal with truly measure the worth focal point of our last push towards dump site. Besides, from my perspective, it's similarly another exceptional way, another level that we should target. All we really want to do, continuing to communicate our more regrettable high focuses with a slanting broadening. This one slide lower and an indispensable target when we are examining the channels, clearly, will be the mid-level of our channel, or infinitely better, the lower sum portion of our jumping channel, which it is by all accounts that expecting we will continue to squash towards them, checked, it is truly going to be our planned, our liquidity level, and clearly in like manner 0.32 Fibble typical retracement level. So we ought to just say like that in the approaching hours. Preferably, we should see lower. We should see basically our most diminished rate here getting taken out. In a perfect world, maybe at $29,500. Screen the reaction at the area of upper Fibonacci levels, and clearly at the lower sum portion of our deep plunging channel. Moreover, if there will be an extraordinarily charming reaction to what the potential increase look for a normal long or a buy position on the bid contain, envision a situation where our lower focuses here will not be hit. Then, at that point, clearly all we need to zero in on will be a hasty push toward the likely addition. Additionally, clearly, here, fundamentally watch the volume. If we will see a basic volume increase while Bitcoin is similarly going to shape a colossal green board towards the possible increase, that will mean alright, by and large probably the short base for Bitcoin is end and we are presently looking for higher. We are at this point looking for a brand new more elevated level to be outlined here on the Bitcoin cost and why? As of the current second, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin to potentially guess that higher targets ought to be hit in the looming days. For example, we can go maybe with the RSI pointer, with a money stream marker with a Magoo pointer, not on the lower term stretches of time, yet rather truly assume on the 4-hour period of time. From a genuine perspective every single pointer for the new days is molding a sparkling clean lower low RSI, lower here. Moreover looking at the money stream, brand new lower low Magoo marker. In like manner molding a perfect lower low, which right suggests that considering the way that Bitcoin is outlining a brand new, higher, low, here we are seeing a couple of mystery bullish divergences already being avowed on the Bitcoin cost. Yet again clearly, right now the fundamental request is where the temporary base for Bitcoin is truly going to be in, and that is destined to be, clearly, something crucial to screen since we are in a perfect world, looking for the break of our past weights before we should get involved into a long inquiry buy position. On the huge contained here, I could just need to point out another level that most probably it will be confirmed in the approaching hours, and that will be a perfect regular high term period of time area of block. We will recognize the level of $30,700, which will be avowed in the accompanying 11 hours here. Moreover, how could that be a fundamental even out? Moreover, clearly if we will be prepared to break this level, incredibly generally speaking very bullish. Bid correspondence, assessing the entire upper expense portion with volume, it is by all accounts spot of control regard locale high, the exceptionally everyday. So for sure, if there will be an unforeseen push toward the expected addition with high volume increase on Bitcoin, as I might want to think, the fleeting base for Bitcoin is in. We've finished our ABC cure here, and we are only looking for another higher high for us to go above $31,500 here on the Bitcoin cost. Besides, an abundance of thanks concordance OUT.SO it truly is apparently that after a crazy 5-wave rushed cost structure towards the logical increment, Bitcoin is correct at present joining the area of $30,300. Several days earlier, we got one more push towards the possible increment, a swing disappointment plan or a liquidity snatch under our past low, and that recommends that individuals that were by then standing firm on a long or a purchasing situation, having a stop incident under the past low, obviously got finished out, got wrecked, and after everybody is destroyed, then, obviously we can anticipate one more push towards the possible increment. The dismissal that occurred on Bitcoin a short time earlier at this particular locale happened unequivocally at a basic level. From the swing high back to our swing low, it really seems like it was truly the marvelous PeopleNet degree. $30,900. The essential Fibonacci degree was stowed away and Bitcoin is for the new hours, seeing one more push towards an AM site. Obviously, expecting you watched my last video 2 days sooner, I was discussing it. We can anticipate an ABC change towards some site in the next few days or something like that, and I would concur that our constant cost piece that we are seeing here, or I would genuinely say the whole push towards the disadvantage has been occurring for the new hours, still looks incredibly accommodating. Why? So open interest for the new hours is certainly on an extremely essential level dropping towards disadvantage, while Bitcoin is likewise going never-endingly lower. Is this here going to be as far as possible between sign? Not actually, and to that end we are, as of the ongoing second, really discussing the strong stage on the Bitcoin cost. Before in the next few hours, in the approaching days, we can expect one more motivation towards the conceivable expansion on the Bitcoin regard itself. So that right eventually deduces cash on Bitcoin is leaving the market. We are dropping ceaselessly lower. Basically for us to complete the last push towards some site, what could I have in care? Survey actually we were discussing it. We genuinely need to see some place close changed Fibonacci time being hit and what we can do here, evaluating plainly the whole motivation with our Fibonacci time. It seems like worked with Fibonacci time for the new hours is as of now being outmaneuvered, which is right now going to be a sign. Alright? Our ABC mending Bitcoin is most likely showing up at a goal. Another essential thing that we really need to focus in on will be the cost structure or the waves that Bitcoin is shaping for the new days here. Similarly, survey a short time back we were inspecting Bitcoin completed the three-way cost structure towards disadvantage. So it seems like it was A, B, and C, which is really the essential alley wave or a wave towards disadvantage. Then, we were searching for another three-wave structure towards the normal increment, accepting that we will see a higher low Bitcoin shock us or something like that. We genuinely got an immaculate lower low here, yet unintentionally, we for the most part truly got a three-wave cost structure towards the conceivable increment for us to complete our BLE wave. Besides, as of the ongoing second, we are fundamentally completing the last push towards dump site, which really shouldn't occur in a three-wave cost structure. In any case we are searching for a five-wave cost structure towards dump site. Besides, most presumably right as of now you're pondering expert what will be an essential cost target we really need to focus in on of obviously where we could reach as far down as could be anticipated and where Bitcoin can see an inversion and another motivation can truly begin from. So, all we truly need to do, we will go with our Fibonacci increment levels from our swing high back to our swing low and back to our swing high. Eventually, hypothetically talking, the truly objective will be 0.618 Fibonacci increment level, which it is apparently that as of this second. Bitcoin is truly exchanging around at this particular region, yet preferably, I ought to see potentially lower since I could really have to see some liquidity under our past lows being taken. Recall 2 or 3 days earlier we were saying that only after everybody gets demolished, we can anticipate an inversion. For instance, when Bitcoin was directing towards the normal expansion at this particular region, various individuals got exchanged, many shorts got sold out of the market. Besides, a brief time frame later plainly we got a push towards the downside. In this way, a couple of days sooner, liquidity taken under our past low decimated explicit individuals and a brief time frame later see one more push toward the abstinent. I would agree that yes. 0.618 is our for the most part imperative objective. Certainly, we can as of now see a push toward the conceivable increment, yet in a perfect world we ought to see that individuals will get crushed. That being said, I could truly have to see Bitcoin tapping fundamentally the ordinary hero time frame region at $29,900. Take out our past lows, screen the response at the standard, and genuinely around and maybe get involved into a long or purchasing liability regarding. On the other hand perhaps better that we will hit our arranged Fibonacci increment in light of the fact that our fair Fibonacci expansion is likewise changing pleasantly with one more drawing closer up short on Bitcoin here. Where in the end, there is a great deal of liquidity from stock mishaps that individuals are holding. Additionally, on top of that also what we can genuinely hear. Fibonacci retracement evaluating the whole push towards the logical expansion and is apparently that 0.32 Fibonacci retracement level is going to Larry. Unequivocally. At our liquidity level. Precisely at our good. So might we at any point essentially say like that? Undoubtedly. We are as of now bullish on Bitcoin. Undoubtedly, we truly anticipate higher targets. At this point plainly, the solicitation is where are we genuinely going to reach as far down as could truly be anticipated? Preferably, we are then searching for long concentration by assets at the liquidity levels, and we will talk more why we are as of now bullish in the approaching minutes. Regardless, eventually something else that I truly need to decide to you, what will be? One more method for managing really measure the value point of convergence of our last push towards dump site. Moreover, according to my viewpoint, it's comparably another extraordinary way, another level that we ought to target. All we truly need to do, proceeding to convey our more lamentable high concentrations with an inclining widening. This one slide lower and an essential objective when we are inspecting the channels, obviously, will be the mid-level of our channel, or boundlessly better, the lower sum piece of our hopping channel, which it is apparently that anticipating that we will proceed should crush towards them, checked, it is genuinely going to be our arranged, our liquidity level, and obviously likewise 0.32 Fibble regular retracement level. So we should simply say like that in the next few hours. Ideally, we ought to see lower. We ought to see fundamentally our most lessened rate here getting taken out. Ideally, perhaps at $29,500. Screen the response at the area of upper Fibonacci levels, and obviously at the lower sum part of our deep plunging channel. Also, in the event that there will be a phenomenally enchanting response to what the potential increment search for a typical long or a buy position on the bid contain, imagine what is happening where our lower centers here won't be hit. Then, obviously all we want to focus in on will be a hurried push toward the possible expansion. Furthermore, obviously, here, essentially watch the volume. Assuming we will see an essential volume increment while Bitcoin is likewise going to shape a monster green board towards the conceivable increment, that will mean okay, overall presumably the short base for Bitcoin is end and we are by searching for higher. We are as of now searching for a shiny new more raised level to be illustrated here on the Bitcoin cost and why? As of the ongoing second, I'm still exceptionally bullish on Bitcoin to possibly figure that higher targets should be hit in the approaching days. For instance, we can go perhaps with the RSI pointer, with a cash stream marker with a Magoo pointer, not on the lower term time frames, yet rather genuinely except on the 4-hour time frame. According to a real viewpoint, each and every pointer for the new days is shaping a shining clean lower low RSI, lower here. Besides taking a gander at the cash stream, pristine lower low Magoo marker. Likewise shaping an ideal lower low, which right proposes that considering how Bitcoin is framing afresh out of the plastic new, higher, low, here we are seeing 2 or 3 secret bullish divergences previously being declared on the Bitcoin cost. Once more obviously, at the present time the major solicitation is where the brief base for Bitcoin is really going to be in, and that is bound to be, obviously, something vital to screen since we are ideally searching for the break of our past lows before we ought to get involved into a long request purchase position. On the gigantic contained here, I could simply have to bring up another level that most presumably it will be affirmed in the next few hours, and that will be an ideal standard high-term time frame area of block. We will perceive the degree of $30,700, which will be acknowledged in the going with 11 hours here. In addition, how is it that that could be a key level out? Additionally, obviously assuming we will be ready to break this level, extraordinarily taking everything into account bullish bid correspondence, evaluating the whole upper cost segment with volume, it is apparently spot of control respect area high, the incredibly regular. So without a doubt, on the off chance that there will be an unanticipated push toward the normal expansion with high volume increment on Bitcoin. As I should suspect, the brief base for Bitcoin is in. We completed our ABC fix here, and we are just searching for one more higher high for us to go above $31,500 here on the Bitcoin cost. Furthermore, a wealth of thanks concordance OUT.SO it genuinely is evidently that after an insane 5-wave hurried cost structure towards the legitimate augmentation, Bitcoin is right at present joining the area of $30,300. A few days sooner, we got another push towards the conceivable augmentation, a swing frustration plan or a liquidity grab under our past low, and that suggests that people that were by then standing firm on a long or a buying circumstance, having a stop occurrence under the past low, clearly got completed out, got destroyed, and after everyone is annihilated, then, at that point, clearly we can expect another push towards the conceivable addition. The excusal that happened on Bitcoin a brief time frame prior at this specific region happened unequivocally at an essential level. From the swing high back to our swing low, it truly appears as though it was genuinely the brilliant people net degree. $30,900. The fundamental Fibonacci degree was hid away and Bitcoin is for the new hours, seeing another push towards an AM site. Clearly, expecting you watched my last video 2 days sooner, I was talking about it. We can expect an ABC change towards some site in the following couple of days or something to that effect, and I would agree that our steady expense piece that we are seeing here, or I would truly say the entire push towards the drawback has been happening for the new hours, still looks amazingly obliging. Why? So open interest for the new hours is surely on a very fundamental level dropping towards inconvenience, while Bitcoin is moreover going never-endingly lower. Is this here going to be quite far between sign? Not truly, and to that end we are, as of the continuous second, truly talking about major areas of strength for the on the Bitcoin cost. Before in the following couple of hours, in the next few days, we can expect another inspiration towards the possible extension on the Bitcoin respect itself. So that right in the end reasons cash on Bitcoin is leaving the market. We are dropping unendingly lower. Essentially for us to finish the last push towards some site, what might I at any point have in care? Study really we were talking about it? We truly need to see some spot close changed Fibonacci time being hit and what we can do here, assessing evidently the entire inspiration with our Fibonacci time. It seems like worked with Fibonacci time for the new hours is at this point being outsmarted, which is correct now going to be a sign. Okay. Our ABC repairing Bitcoin is no doubt appearing at an objective. Another fundamental thing that we truly need to zero in on will be the expense structure or the waves that Bitcoin is molding for the new days here. Essentially, study a brief time frame back we were reviewing Bitcoin finished the three-way cost structure towards impediment. So it appears as though it was A, B, and C, which is actually the fundamental alley wave or a wave towards impediment. Then, at that point, we were looking for another three